So I'm Scott Gilbertson. I'm the Associate Chair in Chemistry, and I'm also the MD Anderson Chair, which is I guess it's an honor. It is an honor of sorts. I grew up in a small town in Wisconsin, and so I like living in this environment because it reminds me of the community or the sense of community that I grew up in. I went to, as an undergrad, to a reasonably small school, University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Went to the University of Michigan, got a master's degree in chemistry. I always pretty much decided I was going to be a chemist. And then got my PhD at the University of Chicago.
I'm Michelle Gilbertson. I grew up outside of Chicago, so Texas was very new for both Scott and I when we moved down here. We've been in Texas for 2 decades now, and I think our kids are really Texans. I started my career also at Washington University. That's where Scott and I met. I took some time off with kids and went back to work at Rice when Scott came to the University of Houston.
We do have 2 other family members. They are 2 English Mastiffs. They're Rumor and Phoebe. Phoebe is the older of the 2 and a little bit larger. Sometimes students can tell them apart, sometimes they can't. They're a great resource for us because they break down barriers. This kind of program opens up a different part of campus to faculty, and it was something that I wanted to become more familiar with, to get to learn what the students were like. This cohort is very different than other places I've been at in terms of the general student body, and so I thought it would be fun to get to hang out with students who were unique in terms of from my previous experiences. It's just taking part of virtually all the programming that takes place, whether we've organized it and whether we're taking credit for it or not. We try to show up for all of those kinds of events. We've done Family Feud night, we did a pool tournament. I lost in the semifinals. You have impact. Sometimes you don't even know the impact that you're having on someone by being around, maybe smiling at them, talking to them, doing a program.
I also feel that particularly, and I think this is apparent in Moody, there are a lot of first-generation students, and so I feel like we offer more than just academic help in that we know how to go to college. We've been at lots of different college campuses, and it gives us an opportunity to share some of those other experiences with the students as well.
When a student lives on campus, their life is optimized for being successful in college. Maybe they have to do their laundry, maybe they can take it home once in a while. They don't have to cook for themselves. Even if you decide that your child is going to go to college and live at home, there's always going to be mission creep in terms of being at home, picking up your room, doing the dishes, looking after a sibling. That stuff's all gone when a student lives on campus. Their life is truly optimized to being successful. They're around peers, people who are working hard. They get to find study groups that are appropriate for them to be successful. These are things that are very hard for commuter students to do. It happens, but it's much harder for students to make those kinds of relationships when they're zipping onto campus, coming to class, and then perhaps going home and taking care of their little sister.
And I think with this program, it offers advice that's in the trenches with them. I know I walk in the evenings with students during the year, and sometimes it's just to give them a little bit of home, and we certainly strive to do that with our apartment here. We open up our apartment a couple times a year to the students and really want to give them a place that feels like home when they need a little escape as they're transitioning to being away.
When you're on a campus, it's fun and exciting in the fall when everybody comes back to school, and it's fun and exciting when people graduate and their families come, and I virtually always attend graduation commencement because, again, you get energy from that kind of interaction. And I think the students truly appreciate you showing up.